Hi, I'm Jeffrey, and I am not a danger to children.
Usually people who aren't dangers to children don't find it necessary to make videos clarifying that fact.
They really think Americans are that stupid when we're watching the footage.
Well, they are, right? It seems like the American public has sort of the attention span of a gnat.
And talked about it. Watch.
Is it me, or does it every story this week sound like the opening voiceover in a Mad Max movie? The year is 2022. A virus rages across the planet. Digital money has collapsed. Infants have nothing to eat. Women are forced to breed. Men are ready to die for gasoline. And we suffer under the leadership of the one known only as Joe.
Scene opens with a tall, handsome, black husband. Okay, I like that. Oh yeah. And he walks into the kitchen and he kisses his frail, white wife. Really good for the white fragility part. Yeah, and they both lean in and they kiss their Asian baby that might or might not have Down syndrome. Good for the ableist community. Right? And then the dog barks. And then they look over, and it's not a dog, it's a cat, because anybody can be anything. Okay, yeah, well, but they live on a commune. That's a little bit better. And it's full of transgendered couples. Can we make sure some of them are non-binary? And they're all illegal immigrants. Brilliant.
Do you know why people don't leave red states to go to blue? They don't have the money.
Boy, did you get in an accident when you were younger? Because you must be some kind of special. People don't leave red states to go to blue states because we like this little thing called freedom. People don't leave red states to go to blue states because we don't like this little thing called communism. We like to go to work and we like to make money. And then we like to keep the shit. We don't like to give it away in the form of high taxes. We like to do whatever in the hell we want to do and keep the government out of our lives as much as possible. If we want to fire up the barbecue pit, drink a cold one, and stand on the back porch in our boxers shooting clay pigeons with a 12 gauge, then by God, we don't need anybody telling us any different. Failed liberal economic policies is what's destroying this country right now and why we have 7.5% inflation in just the last year alone.
Should you virtue signal at all times, even when you have no idea what you're virtue signaling about? Answer: yes, because that's the left thing to do. Now for a wild card. Should you stand with the LGBTQ flag because that community means more to you than anything else? Yes, always. Okay, well, should you stand with Ukraine at the same time? Yes. Then for maximum virtue signaling points, should you alter the LGBTQ flag to include Ukraine colors? Answer: yes. You'd have to be a moron not to. And then given that gay marriage is banned in Ukraine and therefore Ukraine is against the LGBTQ community, do you continue to virtue signal for both at the same time? Answer: I don't know what you're talking about because you sound racist right now. Yes, you should stand for both. Congratulations, you're thinking like a leftist.
Do you know why people don't leave red states to go to blue? They don't have the money.
Boy, did you get in an accident when you were younger? Because you must be some kind of special. People don't leave red states to go to blue states because we like this little thing called freedom. People don't leave red states to go to blue states because we don't like this little thing called communism. We like to go to work and we like to make money. And then we like to keep the shit. We don't like to give it away in the form of high taxes. We like to do whatever in the hell we want to do and keep the government out of our lives as much as possible. If we want to fire up the barbecue pit, drink a cold one, and stand on the back porch in our boxers shooting clay pigeons with a 12 gauge, then by God, we don't need anybody telling us any different. Failed liberal economic policies is what's destroying this country right now and why we have 7.5% inflation in just the last year alone.
Happening today, obviously we have some black people that are just shouting in the back. We have some black people that are sitting in the front quietly that are chanting USA and having a normal conversation. I love that because what I say every single time, and you may have seen me on the news, is that what is happening right now in the black community, you're going to hear it in this room first. There is an ideological civil war happening. Black people that are focused on their past and shouting about slavery, and black people that are focused on their futures. Okay, that's really what it comes down to. Okay. I can guarantee you what you're seeing happening is victim mentality versus victor mentality. And
That's
I promise
great, by
you,
the way.
the people here are going to win.
I love that.
And there's no doubt in my mind. I can tell you right now who is going to be better off when we look 20 years, when we look at the faces in this room, who is going to be better off are the girls that are sitting right here and across this room because they don't have your mentality. Victim mentality is not cool. I don't know why people like being oppressed. It's the weirdest thing I've ever heard. I love oppression. We're oppressed. 400 years of slavery, Jim Crow, which, by the way, none of you guys lived through. Your grandparents did, and it's embarrassing that you utilize their history. You utilize their history, and you come in here with more emotion than they ever had when they were living through it. More emotion than they ever had when they were living through it. It's embarrassing. You're not living through anything right now. You're overly privileged Americans. It's what's going on right now.
Damn, you teach them, girl. Yeah!
You know, there's plenty of actual problems out there, but woke culture seems to be about ignoring real problems in favor of make-believe ones. That way, people can go around patting themselves on the back for all the courage they displayed in situations which required no courage in order to overcome oppressions which aren't really there. Can you all just give yourselves participation trophies and leave the rest of us alone?
That's crazy because I've never met a Republican that wasn't a white supremacist.
I guess I'm white. Does that mean I get a white privilege card now? Yay!
Yeah, Lincoln was a Democratic Republican of the North. Yes.
Does anybody want to know the definition of irony? Telling people they don't know how to do research. Then calling Abraham Lincoln a Democratic Republican. You see this? Republican ticket? Guess who's on it? Doesn't say Democratic Republican. It's not my fault that you can't handle the fact that Abraham Lincoln was a Republican, not a Democratic Republican, as you say.
Without IDs or driver's licenses is black people.
The thing is, though, you're wrong. But it's funny because it's just another case of a white liberal or Democrat, whatever, trying to speak for black people. Trying to tell black people what we can and can't do. Because y'all obviously see black people in a specific light. Y'all definitely do think that we are dumb enough that we can't go to the DMV and get an ID. We definitely can. And whoever says they can't, they just don't want to. I have seen crackheads, drug dealers, ex-felons, and all that get their ID. It's not a problem. But y'all are, because y'all see black people in a certain way, y'all are trying to tell us it's a problem, and it's not. You only push it because the people who tell you push it want more votes. Yeah, y'all didn't specifically say it, but we're not stupid where we can't understand what you're implying. Oh yeah, I think we are.
And all of your comments, they're just hitting me in the right.
I think you're lying, since you turned all your comments off on almost every video that you've posted, sweetheart. The video I stitched with you about taking away my Second Amendment rights got taken down after 2 views. I'm sure you had nothing to do with that. If you really wanted to know what people thought of your videos, you'd leave your comments on. Because that first video had 1,000 likes, 9,000 comments. And the comment section wasn't too pretty.
It's amazing to me how little people on this platform can take of different opinions. If I had $1 for every time I got a comment saying, well, you're black, you're a minority, how dare you not support other minorities, I'd be rich. And let's point out how racist that is. Just because I happen to be half black doesn't mean I have to represent a certain set of values. That's racist. And you don't get to use my minority status in order to influence my opinion. I still have my own brain. There's nothing that's attached to my race that has to do with my thoughts. So it turns out you can't use people's skin color to influence them into believing progressive ideas that they disagree with, and I will continue to disagree with them respectfully and talk about why. You can check that out on my show, Unapologetic Live. Link is in the bio.